Have you ever wondered how someone earning over $100,000 a year can still feel anxious every time payday is a few days away? It sounds strange at first. After all, most people assume that earning more automatically solves money problems. But across the United States and Europe, many well-paid professionals quietly live from one paycheck to the next. Not because they don't work hard. Not because they're irresponsible. But because higher income often creates higher expectations. Imagine someone named David. He's 31 years old, works in technology, and earns about $110,000 a year. After taxes, his monthly take-home pay is roughly $6,500. That sounds comfortable. He rents a modern apartment for $2,100 a month. His car payment is $650. Insurance adds another $250. Student loan payments cost $400. His credit card balance requires a minimum payment of $350. Streaming services, gym membership, phone bill, internet, and subscriptions total another $350. Groceries and dining out together cost around $900. Weekend trips, coffee, online shopping, and entertainment quietly absorb another $800. By the end of the month, there's very little left. On paper, David earns more than enough. In reality, he's waiting for his next paycheck. And David isn't unusual. This happens because income and lifestyle often grow together. Economists call it lifestyle inflation. Every raise feels like permission to upgrade something. A slightly nicer apartment. A newer car. More vacations. Better restaurants. Higher monthly subscriptions. None of these purchases seem reckless on their own. But together, they slowly reshape what feels normal. The strange part is that people rarely notice it happening. The upgrades arrive one decision at a time. And before long, expenses have quietly caught up with income. Now imagine something different. Suppose David receives a $10,000 raise. After taxes, maybe that adds around $500 per month to his paycheck. Many people celebrate by increasing monthly spending by almost the same amount. A luxury SUV instead of a reliable sedan. A larger apartment. Premium memberships. More expensive vacations. Within months, the raise has disappeared. Not because it vanished. Because every extra dollar found a new job. Now compare that with another person earning exactly the same salary. Sarah also takes home about $6,500 each month. But instead of upgrading every part of her lifestyle, she keeps many of her costs stable. Her apartment isn't the newest building. Her car is reliable rather than impressive. She enjoys vacations, but plans them carefully. She spends intentionally instead of automatically. That difference might allow her to invest just $500 every month. At first, $500 doesn't seem life-changing. But if that amount grows at an average annual return of around 8% over 25 years, it could grow to roughly $475,000. The monthly decision barely feels noticeable. The long-term difference becomes enormous. This isn't really a math problem. It's a psychology problem. Human beings naturally compare themselves with the people around them. If coworkers upgrade their cars, we begin questioning ours. If friends move into luxury apartments, our own home suddenly feels smaller. Social media makes this even stronger. We don't compare ourselves with reality. We compare ourselves with carefully selected highlights. A new watch. A beach vacation. A renovated kitchen. A shopping haul. Very few people post their credit card statements. Very few celebrate saying no to unnecessary spending. The pressure isn't always direct. Often it's silent. We simply absorb the idea that success should be visible. That our income should be reflected in our lifestyle. The challenge is that visible success often comes with invisible obligations. Monthly payments. Interest charges. Maintenance costs. Insurance. Repairs. The more fixed expenses someone has, the less flexibility they keep. Over time, this creates a quiet dependence on the next paycheck. Changing careers becomes harder. Taking time off becomes stressful. Unexpected emergencies become expensive. Financial freedom keeps moving further away, even while income continues rising. Interestingly, financially intelligent people often think differently. They don't necessarily avoid spending. They simply recognize that every recurring expense is also a recurring commitment. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this today?" they often ask, "Will this decision still make sense 5 years from now?" They understand that real wealth isn't always visible. Sometimes it looks surprisingly ordinary. A paid-off car. A modest home. A growing investment account. An emergency fund that nobody else can see. Quiet wealth rarely attracts attention. But it creates something far more valuable than attention. It creates options. The option to leave a stressful job. The option to handle emergencies without panic. The option to make decisions based on values instead of financial pressure. Perhaps that's why so many high earners still live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they earn too little, but because every increase in income quietly becomes an increase in lifestyle. The paycheck grows. The obligations grow with it. And freedom stays exactly where it was. The goal isn't to stop enjoying your money. It's simply to recognize the difference between building a lifestyle that looks successful and building a life that actually feels financially secure. If you enjoyed this kind of thoughtful discussion about money and financial psychology, consider subscribing for more videos like